Hello, everyone. This is Phil210. Welcome to my channel. I pray that you will be blessed. And for those who are seeking truth, I pray you will find the one true God. Please subscribe, share, and comment. I believe I have a message and methodology that more people will find interesting. And since I'm an international person, I am going to attempt to say hello in few languages. Please feel free to comment about that. Okay, to those who are in the USA, hello. Hello to those my Indonesian friends. I have few friends from Indonesia. Ahlan is my first language is Arabic, and also salam to my Arabic friends and Persians. Sanu to Hausa, my neighbors from Nigeria. Aloha to the beautiful island of Hawaii. Naibzu, Hmong to the Hmong people. Satasri Akai, Punjab. Oh, I love the food. Hot food. Namaskara, the Nepali. Kamusta to the Philippines. Privet to my Ukrainian friends. We're praying for you. And salute. Sorry to my French friends losing the World Cup next time. Our video today is about In Search of the Crow, Guru, Master, Teacher. What an interesting story that we're going to explore today. What is it all about? We will find out. So, what is the story? To know the story, we need to go to the roots, to the original, to the real story before we see the story that became over the years. So we'll go back to the Bible, to the real story in Genesis 3. And we know the story how Adam and Eve, they sinned, and they because they sinned, they cannot be in the presence of God Almighty anymore. Genesis 3:21. And to Adam also, and to his wife, did the Lord God make coats of skins and clothe them. And there's an implication, there is an indication when you see coats of skins that a sacrifice had happened. There's something, an animal had to die for them to have those coats of skin. And that's very key because this is the source, this is the roots of the story. So we go to Genesis 4, uh, and Genesis 4 from 1 to 3. And Adam knew his wife, meaning he knew his wife intimately. And she conceived and bare Cain and said, so that's Eve saying, she said, I have gotten a man from the Lord. Why is she saying that? Because they were promised by God, after they sinned, that but what is missing from her understanding is God said is going to be seed of a woman, meaning he's going to be without a human father. So that's key right there. So verse 2, and she again bare his brother Abel, and Abel was a keeper of sheep. All these red letters are very important to the story. But Cain was a tiller of the ground. And in the process of time, it came to pass that Cain brought of the fruit of the ground an offering unto the Lord. Remember, when they sinned, when their parents sinned, God brought a sheep and sacrificed. Verse 4, and Abel, he also brought the firstlings of the flock and of the fat thereof. And the Lord had respect unto Abel and to his offerings. So we see here there's a pattern. There's a pattern that is being followed. But unto Cain and into his offerings, he had not respect. And Cain was very wroth, and his countenance fell. So Cain was very upset because his offering was not accepted. But now in verse 6, we see the grace of God, how he dealt with Adam and Eve when they sinned. Right away, there was grace there in the beginning. And we see the grace here also. And the Lord said unto Cain, he's reasoning with him, why art thou wroth? Why are you upset? And why is thy countenance fallen? I mean, you don't need to be upset. You know, you can, whatever you did, it can be corrected. But Cain was very upset and he is not listening to reason. So, verse 7 it says, if thou doest well, shall thou not be accepted? So, God is telling him, all you have to do is correct your path and you'll be accepted. And what was wrong with Cain? He did not follow the pattern that God put in place. If thou doest not well, sin lies at the door, and unto thee shall be his desire, and thou shalt rule over him. Verse 8 and Cain talked with Abel his brother. There was no mention of the conversation, but I know it seemed, like it was a loud conversation. And it came to pass when they were in the field that Cain rose up against Abel his brother and slew him. Some of you may remember the movie First Blood, but to me, it will say that's first jihad, the first jihadi. And the Lord said unto Cain, where is Abel your brother? This does not mean God does not know. God wanted him to realize his condition, his position from him. Okay, where's your brother? What have you done? And he said, I know not. Am I my brother's keeper? It's like, I don't know where my brother is, of course, beginning to lie. But we have a brother that answered that question willingly, and his name is Jesus Christ. He did not do anything wrong, but he said, you know what? I am my brother's keeper. I'm going to go take their punishment. What a brother. So now let's go to the crow, because that's what we are looking for today. From whence does the crow enter in? Where did he come from? It's not in the Bible. There's nowhere in the Bible in that story that there is a crow. But you're going to find it, and you're going to find that this guy here is going to be an integral part of this story. For that, let's do a deep dive to find this information. We're going to go to Surah Al-Ma'idah 30. Yet Cain convinced himself to kill his brother. So he killed him, becoming a loser. Then Allah sent a crow, digging a grave in the ground for a dead crow in order to show him how to bury the corpse. Okay, the crow was sent to come and be a teacher to Cain. So here, they say he came to how to bury the corpse of his brother. The crow came in to show Cain to bury his brother. He cried, that's Cain, alas, have I even failed to be like this crow and bury the corpse of my brother? So he became regretful. Cain was not upset, according to this conversation, about the death of his brother. He was upset because he did not know how to bury his brother, and he had to wait for the crow to come in to teach him how to bury his brother. That is so sad. Okay, this is all going to relate to this story. And go to Surah Al-Baqarah 289. It says that Muhammad came confirming what is between their hands. And what was between their hands? Yes, some of them had Torah, but most of them had Talmud, Mishnah, Midrash, and the rest of the Jewish legend books. And what was let's find out what was the reason in the Quran for the offering that Quran and Hadith for the offering that they were supposed to give up to offer to Allah. And you will be surprised, it's completely two different reasons. Al-Ma'idah 27, it says, and recite to them the story of the two sons of Adam in truth. When each offered sacrifice, it was accepted from one, but not from the other. The latter said to the former, I will surely kill you. The former said, Verily Allah accept only from those who have taqwa. And now let's go to the tafsir. Ibn Kasir said, when Sayyidina Adam and Hawa alayhim salam came to live in the world, because according to Islamic tradition, uh, they were in the sky and started having children. It so happened that they had twins from every pregnancy. Every time Eve or Hawa got pregnant, she had a set of twins. One of the twins being a boy, while the other a girl. That was a time among the children of Adam alayhi salam, there was no one other than brothers and sisters. And brothers and sisters cannot be married one to another. So Allah Jalla Sha'nuhu, that means He's highly exalted, Allah, in terms of the need of the time, because of the situation and the limitation of not having multiple families, had promulgated special provision, made a special rule in a religious law given to Sayyidina Adam alayhi salam for a boy and a girl born out of one pregnancy. They shall be regarded as real brothers and sisters among themselves, and marriage between them shall be considered forbidden. Now I'd like for you to pay close attention, because we're going to make some, we're going to listen to some new laws here. But for a boy born in the second pregnancy, notice it's from the same parents, Adam and Eve, Adam and Hawa. For a boy born from the second pregnancy, a girl born in the first one shall not be legally taken as a real sister, and marriage between them would be permissible. Let me try to put that in English. Let's say Adam and Eve had what the first set had a boy. They said it would be a boy and a girl born for him. So first set had a boy and a girl. Second set had a boy and a girl. The first set, boy and a girl, are real sisters. Second set, boy and a girl, real sisters. The boy from set one is not brother and sister with a girl from set two. I hope it made sense. If not, welcome to Tafsir. And yes. But what happened was, in Adam and Eve's situation, and Cain and Abel, Qayin and Habil, well, those are names from the Jewish legends. What happened to the girl that was born with the first boy, Qabil or Cain? That girl was beautiful, while the girl born with the second boy, Habil, Abel, she was ugly. When came the time of marriage, the ugly girl born with Habil fell to the lot of Qabil, according to the rules. This enraged Qabil. He turned hostile to Habil and started resisting that the girl born with him should be the one given in marriage to him. Qabil did not like the rule Allah made. So continue with Al-Ma'idah 27. I don't know how one verse is just going to have pages. Sayyidina Adam alayhi salam, and in another tafsir, say he went to Mecca for Hajj when, when before he made this rule for them, and then he went for Hajj. Sayyidina Adam alayhi salam, in view of the legal rule of procedure, did not accept the demand. He did not agree with Qabil. However, to remove the division between Habil and Qabil, between Cain and Abel, he proposed that they should both offer their respective sacrifice for Allah. So now you know the reason for the offering. It is over nikah. And most things in Islam are over nikah. Whoever has his sacrifice accepted will be the one to have that girl, the beautiful girl. The reason is that Sayyidina Adam alayhi salam was certain that the sacrifice to be accepted will be the sacrifice of the one who has the right to marry the beautiful girl. That is the sacrifice of Habil. He was certain of that. Now, the situation was that Habil was the owner of a flock of the sheep and goats. He offered the sacrifice of a good spring lamb. Kabil was a farmer. He offered some grains as his sacrifice, as a customary with them. A fire did come from the sky. And by the way, in another tafsir, another story, it said, while Qabil was looking, sifting through, he picked the worst of his uh, stock, and he was going through it. He found a good piece there. He picked it up and ate it, so that the rest of the offering is just he picked up the worst of the worst. So a fire came from the sky and ate up the sacrifice offered by Habil. And the sacrifice offered by Qabil remained laying there where it was, untouched. Thereupon, hit by failure and disgrace, Qabil was further enraged, unable to restrain it. He told his brother openly, I will kill you, jihad 100%. So now, let's continue with the Abdul's whispers. And if you watch the first video, you know what the Abdul whispers is. Abdul number 4, here's Abdul number 3 saying Abdul number 2 was confidence heard from Abdul number 1, and that the first Abdul 0 said so and so. Let's go to lessons from the crow. What is the crow going to teach Qabil, Cain? Let's see. Al-Tabari on Al-Ma'idah 31, and the book is Jami' al-Bayan fi Tafsir al-Quran, the clear collection on Quran tafsir. Okay. وعن ناس من أصحاب النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم لما مات الغلام تركه بالعراء ولا يعلم كيف يدفن فبعث الله جل وعز غرابين أخوين. On the authority of some of the companions of the Prophet, when the boy died, he was left out in the open, not knowing how to bury him. So God sent 2 ravens or 2 crows, 2 brothers. Okay, this is a situation. Abdul Qabil killed his brother. And at this point, we don't know the situation yet, but he didn't know what to do with him. Allah sent 2 crows, brothers, to teach Qabil what to do with the corpse. Okay. And the murderer did not know Allah's sunnah regarding burial. There was a sunnah that was not revealed yet regarding how to bury a dead person. And he did not know what to do with his dead brother's corpse. So he mentioned that he used to carry him. Okay, we're starting. Lessons from the crow. Cain used to carry his brother on his shoulders for a while until his corpse stunk. So Allah wanted to show him the sunnah of burial. So he showed him the 2 ravens that he described in his book. Sufyan bin Waki told us. He said, Yahya bin Abi Rug al-Hamdani told us, on the authority of his father, on the authority of Ad-Dahhak, on the authority of Ibn Abbas, the cousin of the Prophet himself, the ink of the nation, Hibr al-Ummah. He said, he stayed carrying his brother in a bag on his neck for a year. Cain carried his dead brother on his shoulders, on his neck, for a whole year, my friends. And that's from Ibn Abbas. It's going to get more interesting. Tales from the Crow, or lessons from the Crow. حدثنا ابن حميد قال حدثنا جرير عن ليس عن مجاهد. Okay, I'm not going to read all that. Uh, Ibn Hamid told us, he said, Jarir told us, on the authority of Layth, on the authority of Mujahid, he's saying, so Allah sent a raven searching the ground, digging the ground, to show him how to hide his brother's corpse. He said, the raven buried the raven. He said, Mujahid, he used to carry it, the corpse, on his shoulders for 100 years. So Ibn Abbas was reasonable. He gave him a year. Mujahid gave him 100 years carrying his brother, not knowing what to do with it, carrying it and putting it on the ground until he saw the crow burying the crow. He said, oh, woe to me, I wasn't able to be like this crow, to cover the body of my brother and become one of the remorseful ones. Where is Adam? Where is Eve? Where is the other sets of the twins? Allah knows best. Abdul, let's continue with the Abdul whispers. So where did all this conflicting information come from? It's not from the Bible. If they are clearly not from the Bible, since according to Muslims, the Bible was corrupted, what is the source of all these whispers, these stories? Let's go. Surah Al-Ma'idah 31 was taken from Legends of the Jews, Part 1, page 116. The corpse of Abel, remained exposed because Adam and Hawa, Eve, did not know, now is Adam and Eve, did not know what to do with it. They sat next to it and wept along with Habil, faithful dog, a new character, to protect it from wild animals and birds. All of a sudden, the parents saw the crow burying his brother. They followed his actions and buried the corpse of Habil. Allahu Akbar. Yes, we did. We did what? We borrowed from Asatir al-Yahud, the Legends of the Jews, Louis Ginsburg. Abdul whispers, and they are admitting it. I will tell you in a minute. Yes, we use Legends of the Jews. This book here, Muhammad PBUH, in Targum, Talmud, and Torah, and others from the writings of the people of the book. Writings that disappeared for over 1,000 years by the researcher and writer Hisham Muhammad Tulba. Confession. Yes, we use Legend of the Jews. So Hisham Muhammad Tulba says, Quran borrowed greatly from the Jewish legends. This is not my words. This is this book here, and you can find it online. Quran borrowed from these books. An example is the story of Cain and Abel. 6 verses, only 6 verses from the Quran, found in various writings of the people of the book. Not in the Torah, not in the Bible. They are not from the current Torah, he says, but from these books. So this man thinks the Talmud, number 1, the Targum, number 2, Midrash are the original books. Okay. So this guy becomes the character now, and only Jewish legends, and he insists because he wants to sever connection with the Bible, which to him is corrupted. But he's connecting himself with the legends. Hisham Muhammad Tulba says these books differ greatly from the Torah. Thank you. And in them is mentioned the story of the sons of Adam. The dialogue between Cain and Abel is not mentioned in the Torah. Remember, in the first or second slide, I told you there was no dialogue mentioned. But there was just Cain was angry. There's no dialogue mentioned in the Torah, but the conversation between Allah and Cain is mentioned. The rest of the conversation is found in Midrash Yashir Bereshit, page 9, and Shemot Rabbah, pages 17 and 21. Admission: Cain asking who will revenge your blood, was asking his brother, mentioned in Quran and Tafsir, are from these books also. Thank you for being honest. Hisham Muhammad Tolba continues. The crow is never mentioned in the Torah, but in 3 of the Midrash books. The first one is Tanhoma Bereshit, page 10. The second one in Bereshit Rabbah, page 8 and 22. And the third is Eliezer, page 21. Thank you for freely admitting that these stories are taken from fake and false books, legends of the Jews. So in conclusion, the realization have to be made that by admission, Islamic scholars rarely agree. Cain carried his brother for a week. Another Ibn Abbas say for a year. Mujahid says for 100 years. Another one said it was Cain who buried him. Another one said it was Adam and Eve who buried him. The Islamic Cain and Abel story is purely a Jewish legend. If a person can believe such stories, it is easier than to believe the Quran, because it's just an extension for those stories. In conclusion, Matthew 11:28, Jesus says, "Come to me, all who labor and are heavy laden." All those tafsirs and imam and sheikh and shiur, they're just giving you so much burden to carry. Jesus said, and I will give you rest. He said, buy of me gold tried in the fire. Peace of Christ to all of you, for those who accept it, and for those who don't accept it. I have nothing else. That's all I have. May God bless you.